Story 1. Their technology, our ingenuity. The Quarnian dreadnought hung ominously above the capital city, its hull bristling with ominous arrays of plasma artillery and torpedo launchers. Below, the human populace watched in hushed anticipation, acutely aware that their destiny was now intertwined with the extraterrestrial presence looming overhead. Commander Zorneth, from his elevated vantage point, peered disdainfully upon the technologically inferior humans. His mandibles clicked together in a derisive rhythm. To him, they were a feeble species, their advancements limited to rudimentary chemical propulsion and primitive nuclear weaponry. The mighty Quarnian Empire, he believed, would subjugate them without breaking a sweat. "Commander, we are receiving a communication from the humans," his communications officer reported, his voice resonating with an insectoid timbre. "Let us indulge their futile cries for mercy," Zorneth commanded with a gravelly snarl. The view screen stuttered into existence, unveiling a human clad in a peculiar suit adorned with complex tracery of tubes and wires. "Salutations. I am Captain Smith of the Terran Defense Force," he declared, his voice a bastion of calm amidst the brewing storm. "We have incapacitated your vessel's operational systems. Deactivate your weapons and surrender." Zorneth's laughter echoed through the command deck. "Bluff! Our technological prowess is light years ahead of yours. You cannot harm this fortress." Smith's smile was a thin line of confidence. "Observe." The luminescence of the bridge faltered and vanished. Warning sirens wailed through the vast labyrinth of the ship. On the view screen, Smith lofted a rudimentary device. "Electromagnetic pulse. Your systems are paralyzed. As I previously stated, deactivate your weapons and surrender." Zorneth's claws slammed against the console in an impotent display of rage. "Inconceivable! How could you underdeveloped beings?" "Do not underestimate the resourcefulness of humanity," Smith interjected. "We may lack your advanced technology, but we possess our own stratagems." As the Quarnian Leviathan descended impotently from the sky, humanity watched with a mixture of awe and burgeoning pride. Once more, their intellect had triumphed over raw power. The invasion had been quelled before it had truly begun. Story 2. The strong survive. We endure. In the serpentine labyrinth of the abandoned starship, Captain Vora of the Galactic Patrol was besieged by the discordance of blaster fire ricocheting off the cold steel walls. He took refuge behind a massive bulkhead, the shimmering energy of enemy shots searing the air mere inches from his face. The mission, initially anticipated as a routine inspection of a ghost ship, had rapidly degenerated into a deadly skirmish against an unanticipated adversary. The ship, a time-worn relic of an era long since faded into the annals of history, had meandered into Galactic Patrol jurisdiction. Vora, ever the daring leader, had eagerly volunteered to spearhead the operation under the presumption of a mundane assignment. His confidence, however, was misplaced. Upon boarding the ancient vessel, the dormant automata of its defense system sprang into action with lethal efficiency. 3 of Vora's most loyal officers fell in the initial onslaught. Nonetheless, the remaining crew persevered, gradually claiming territory within the ship. Amidst the struggle, they unearthed the bleak legacy of generational space travel, the ship's corridors a mausoleum for countless generations of colonists born, raised, and succumbed to mortality on board, all while never witnessing the promise of their journey's end. Vora and his 2 remaining comrades eventually breached the ship's nerve center, the bridge. An elderly colonist, skeletal yet fierce, dominated the command chair. His eyes, though set in a frail countenance, sparkled with unyielding resolution. Vora aimed his blaster directly at the ancient figure. "This ends now," he declared. "Your vessel encroached on our territory. Surrender, and we'll ensure a fair trial." The colonist responded with a dry, raspy laugh. "End? Young one, you understand so little. This ship bore my forebears through the star-studded void. I was birthed within its bowels, and here I shall meet my end. Yet, humanity persists." With a swift input of commands, Vora watched in mounting dread as hibernation pods throughout the ship initiated their revival sequences. The behemoth vessel stirred back to life, its defenses reactivating with a surge of power as the reanimated colonists, disoriented yet hostile, flooded the ship. Vora and his team instinctively retreated, weapons poised. In the face-off, Vora noted the unwavering willpower in the colonists' gaze, a testament to the indomitable spirit of mankind. The only path to survival was strategic withdrawal. "Your resilience is commendable, human, but the Galactic Council shall be informed of your transgression," Vora threatened. The ancient colonist beamed, a knowing grin etching onto his weathered face. "Let them descend. The fittest will prevail. Humanity persists." With that, Vora and his crew beat a hasty retreat, navigating back to the safety of their own vessel. The antiquated generation ship, fueled by the undying spirit of humanity, resumed its solitary voyage into the uncharted void. Story 3. Adapt and Overcome. In the throbbing heart of the Thranx hive, the regal queen rattled her chitinous mandibles, an echoing symphony of anticipation reverberating through the cavernous chamber as the human ambassador advanced. This crucial assembly bore the weight of determining the future trajectory of interspecies relations. The ambassador, with a slight, respectful inclination of his head, began, "Salutations, Your Majesty. I stand here today as a representative of humanity, expressing our gratitude for this opportunity to engage in dialogue." With a nonchalant wave of her spindly forelimb, the Queen dismissed the formalities. "In this realm, we eschew such strict decorum, Ambassador. Under the vast canvas of the cosmos, are we not all brethren?" "Indeed," the ambassador conceded with a cautious note. "It was not my intention to suggest otherwise." "Then let us converse with candor. Humans, as a species, are an enigma to me. Your kind is so distinct compared to the other races we have encountered." With a nod of affirmation, the ambassador responded, "Our adaptability is a badge of honor we wear with pride. This is the trait that has propelled humanity to the farthest reaches of the galaxy." The Queen made a thoughtful click with her mandibles. "Yes, adaptability. We have witnessed how your species can flourish in even the most hostile environments. What explains this remarkable feat?" "Necessity is the mother of invention," replied the ambassador. "Challenges provoke us to evolve solutions. They force us to innovate, to conceive new technologies, and to adopt novel ways of thinking. This adversity strengthens us." "Yet doesn't this ceaseless transformation also breed chaos?" the Queen queried. "We Thranx value the harmony of order and stability above all else." Meeting her colossal compound eyes with unwavering resolve, the ambassador responded, "Change indeed brings uncertainty, that's undeniable. But the inherent ability to adapt, to surmount any barrier, is the cornerstone of humanity's survival. It has enabled us to weather catastrophes that could have obliterated a less robust species. We have colonized worlds once deemed inhospitable." The Queen responded with a sharp, percussive click. "And what of your penchant for conflict? Your history is marred by rivers of blood." "That is an unfortunate truth," the ambassador admitted with a weighty sigh. "However, we are evolving beyond those primitive, bellicose urges. Now, Cooperation and compassion illuminate our path forward as a species. The trials of the past have tempered our resilience and fostered our unity. We are resolute in our pursuit of a superior future. The Queen remained silent for an extended duration. Your argument is persuasive, Ambassador. Perhaps there are more similarities between our species than differences. My hive, too, yearns for a brighter future among the constellations. She extended a forelimb. If humanity is as adaptable as you assert, then together, the Thranks and humans can accomplish monumental feats. This is the dawn of a significant alliance. May our civilizations flourish in symbiotic harmony. The ambassador clasped her limb, a surge of hope welling within him. Together, we will adapt and conquer.